Ya, no exageres, mira.
Okay, so this one's to Consuelo, is that right?
To Consuelo,
Okay,
ya saben.
Salud.
To finding her.
Oh my God.
Hi, yeah.
How are you feeling?
Good,
Yeah?
good. I was feeling very excited about this interview, and then I walk in and see this, and now I'm like, okay, I'm nervous now.
Okay, why? Why are you nervous about this?
What, you brought all these, what are they called? BuzzBallz?
BuzzBallz? I don't know. I never had them actually, but you said that you've had them during college.
I've had them during college. That was a long time ago. I haven't had any in forever, so that does make me very nervous.
Okay, so before we get any further, welcome to another episode of Sin Filtro, unapologetically Sin Filtro, and today we have
Fabiola Ramirez.
the one and only, the one and only. So I was kind of tripping out this morning that you were like, I'm kind of nervous, like I'm gonna be professional, like we were talking about wardrobe attire and the whole freaking shebang. And dije, suéltate la greña.
I know, I was like, I'm gonna wear a blazer, I'm gonna look professional, I have this nice little suit, and then you're like, no, we're not doing suits. And I'm like,
yeah,
I'll just wear all black.
You know, this is Sin Filtro, you know? So, okay, so speaking of that, I have to give you a little story about this morning. Because I went to the barbershop, no te rías, okay? I know I don't have any
I was
fucking...
not going to say anything.
All right, so, hey, le dije, arréglame la barba, right? And so... You know, the barbershop is such a manly, you know, place, right? And I told my barber, say, hey, Joe, I said, I make me look good, bro, because I have my podcast today, and I'm filming with Fabiola Ramirez. And he was like, the news lady? And I was like, yeah. And he's like, oh, fuck, I got to make you look good. So, so no shit, okay? So let me tell you, at 6 o'clock in the morning, like, because he opens at 6 o'clock in the morning, right?
Early, yeah.
So there's 4 chairs, and there's 1, 2, 3, and so... Everybody wants to watch the news because everybody wants to see Fabiola Ramirez in the morning. So for real. And so he did some shit that he's like, no, I gotta make you look good, blah, blah, blah. And me pintó la barba, el desmadre. Like, dude, I was looking like fucking Cepillín. Like,
¿y qué pasó? ¿Te lo quitaste
lo voy a
o qué?
quitar.
¿No te gustó o qué?
Pero dije, pues una de las dos, o parezco Cepillín o parezco el Chompiras.
Los dos, los dos.
You know, so I was like scrubbing it off, and I was like, I gotta be
Mira,
natural.
tanto trabajo que hizo.
I know. Okay, so hasta la ceja. I was like, dude, you never do this shit for me. Like, you know, so why are you doing it today? No, you're filming with Fabi. And I was like, so yeah.
¿Le has dicho que te ha puesto pelo?
No, he probably would have sprayed it on. Like, oh my God.
Spray paint a little bit of hair
no,
here and
I
there.
gotta say that, you know, like, okay, I just turned 40 and I thought it was going to be like, you know, like crappy, but honestly, I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying this particular stage of my life. I'm enjoying my friends. You know, we have, you know, Mari in the background. We have Chu. And, you know, now I get the privilege to actually, like, have you on an interview, which is kind of crazy because usually you're the one doing the interviews.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, this is kind of different. And then, you know what? I do interviews, but they're more, like, about life or things, events. Like, it was always just more, I guess, like, realistic. It's never been so relaxed and just, especially not talk about myself.
Okay.
I mean, for years, I talk about news, what's going on. But to talk about yourself, that's something that's definitely out of my comfort zone.
Okay, so
yeah.
In order to get you a little bit more comfortable, we're gonna go ahead and try
I knew
our
that was
first
coming.
BuzzBallz. So I'm gonna let you pick. So since you have tried them and I have not, I'm gonna let you pick which one we're gonna open first.
Dude, you really think I remember which one I tried when I was in college? That was
I'm
decades
sure you
ago.
do. I'm sure you do.
God.
Pick a color.
Well, let's just start with the first one because it's there.
Okay.
So, what do we have here?
Here, I'll open it because you got nails, so I don't want you to break.
Oh, there are ways to open it with your nails still.
Oh,
you're really gonna put me on the spot?
Yeah, she's getting comfortable already, so.
You just put your nail through it.
Okay. Y si se te quiebra la uña, te la tengo que pagar, eh?
You just with your finger.
Damn. Yeah. Okay. Sin filtro.
Yeah.
There you go.
See?
Okay.
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 There's yours. Ay, poquito, porque si no you're gonna get alcoholic on me. You little ya mine.
No. Iguales. No. Iguales.
You said we're trying them.
Okay, because you're gonna try. Okay,
we're trying them.
Okay, so if you're gonna try a little bit, then you're gonna have to go down the whole thing.
Oh my God.
Okay, so
well, we'll see.
You made your own bed. Now you have to.
Okay, well, cheers.
Salud. Okay.
Salud, a ver.
Oh my God, where are you gonna get so messed up?
That's very strong, but it does taste like cranberry.
Yes.
Good cranberry one. Okay. See, that's why I put a little bit because otherwise, there's no way I'm gonna go through all of these.
You're trying to get me trouble.
They're way too many.
Okay. So
What would we rate
Okay.
it? I think it's a good solid like 7, just because it's refreshing and it's
Okay.
cold too. So
I'm gonna give it 6 because it's a little bit sour.
see, I like wine. I like
Okay.
red wine, and that's like dry and bitter and
Okay.
you know,
So this reminds you of that.
just of my personality. Yeah.
Okay. Damn. Dry and bitter. Oh, get the hell out of here. You're crazy. No.
Yes, I am a Scorpio.
Oh,
so
are you really?
I am a Scorpio, so that's probably
shit.
why.
Okay,
No, I'm
y'all
just
better
kidding.
be careful. So
No, we're gonna get into
Scorpios
the
are
sweet
tough.
ones.
She's Marisol's also a Scorpio. Or no, you're
As a Scorpio and Daisy.
yes.
Oh, yeah.
But
Okay.
I'm a
Scorpio.
Cancer, and I get along with Scorpios.
Oh my gosh.
That's why we get along.
There
I'm
you
telling
go.
you.
So
I'm
for
telling
those
you.
who don't know, we have Marisol in the background. She's supervising, and she's also a friend of
Not
Fabi.
supervising.
I mean, you literally
She's
took my
our
phone away.
director. No, she's here so that if I have too many of these, she can drive me home.
Okay, there you go. Designated driver then. Okay.
Yeah.
Slash
Oh my
producer. So Fabi, what's new with you? Tell us.
You know what? A lot is new, and at the same time, nothing is new.
Okay.
In the sense that obviously I've changed careers. Now I work in city government. I went from kind of doing this whole like TV world news, public figure, kind of always being in front of the camera, always
Uh-huh.
being kind of in the eye of the public to
Okay.
now being kind of more behind the scenes. And I
Okay.
will tell you, it's very different.
Yeah.
But I like it.
Okay.
I like it. I feel
so
like
I was going to ask you, which one do you enjoy more?
I definitely enjoy being behind the scenes and kind of more hidden. I do.
Really?
As weird as it sounds, I just feel like I have more control of my life. I don't have to always in a way like be so perfect for the world. I don't have to, there's no expectations of you to be a certain way.
Right.
Puedo hacer lo que yo quiero. I mean, not that I'm going to go and do anything crazy.
Yeah.
It just feels good to be able to just be comfort and not feel like everyone's eyes are on you. It feels good. Yeah.
Is that did you feel that was like pressure on you or tough?
I think so. I mean, for anyone who's in TV news, or I guess even nowadays, what's changed now to being like influencers, I feel like everyone always feels like they have to put like a face on, or they have to put like a shield on, or they have to be a certain way, behave a certain way, or I have to actively be posting, I have to actively be out there, I have to actively be proving myself. And I don't anymore. For once, it's like I can do whatever I want. I don't have to prove myself. I'm very, I can go months without posting, and I don't feel like, oh, I have to post for my job because, that's kind of what's in right now. No, I can just do my own thing.
Yeah.
And I like it that way.
So did you feel that people were putting that pressure on you, or do you feel that pressure was just like...
I think it was just coming from myself.
Okay.
Of course, people might add that pressure, but it was never a huge influence as much as it was on my own self. Yeah. So it's nice.
That's good. That's
Yeah.
good. So I was reading that you were actually born in Mexico City. Not necessarily Mexico, not Mexico City.
I was born in Zacatecas, yeah.
Okay.
So I was born in Mexico. Nací allá.
Okay.
Aunque no hablo mucho español siempre. Porque no encuentro gente con quien hablar español. Es lo
Cálmate.
que usualmente pasa.
Pues háblame. No
Pues sí,
jodas.
te voy a hablar ya de ahora en adelante. Mucha gente se sorprende y dice, oh, no sabía que hablabas español. O ni por lo menos que era de México.
Sí. Es que sí parece gabacha.
No, no parezco.
Sí, el pelo güero.
Ay,
sí.
no, nomás es poquito que me fui a arreglar poquito. Pero sí, nací en México y crecí allá. No me vine a los Estados Unidos hasta que tenía como 9, 10 años.
Okay.
Ya
So
estaba más
fuiste,
grande.
you went to school elementary.
I went to school there. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I went to school for a little bit. We didn't really have a school close by, so for a little bit, my cousin taught me a little bit she could, and
No way.
it just I grasped as much as I could as far as it comes to education, but definitely coming here was the game changer when it comes to education and just being able to have opportunities.
Yeah. So that's funny that you say that. So when I came to the States, I was like 7 years old. And so, I mean, that was like in 91. So I'm definitely some years behind you. Pero there was no ESL classes. So,
I didn't get
so they
ESL.
would like take us out for a little bit and show us the ABCs in English, just a little bit. But there wasn't like, you just had to learn it. And I don't know about you, but I got made fun of a lot.
Oh my God, yes. Yeah,
Did you?
at the beginning, yeah. I remember a girl coming up to me and saying something like some comments like I can't even tell you what she told me, but she said it in English.
Sin
And I
filtro,
remember,
sin filtro.
you know, no, ni me acuerdo. Pero me acuerdo que me dijo algo y porque no entendía. I mean, lo único que tenía, like, you know when they say, like, that your enemies or the people that are mean to you, just give them a smile? It's like, I literally did that.
Okay.
I remember her telling me something, and in her face expression, you could tell that she was being mean.
Yeah.
And I just smiled at her, and I just
What's her
carried
name?
on. We're going to find her, right?
Yeah.
Ooh,
What's
no,
her?
ya ni me
Hey,
acuerdo.
TikTok, do your thing.
Find her. No, if I could, I would actually, you know who I would find? I would find a girl who was in elementary school with me at Mitchell K6 in Atwater. Her name was Consuelo.
Consuelo.
She honestly became my teacher and my translator until I learned English. She was by my side. She was translating for me. She was telling me what our teacher, Miss Hawthorne, was telling me. And she was always just so patient with me. So if there's anyone I would give a shout out to, it would be her. Because, I mean, I don't know what happened to her.
What's her last name? Do you remember?
I don't remember.
No, so
I'm going to have to go back through the yearbook.
So let's do it. So Consuelo from
Atwater. Well, at that point, in
Okay.
second grade, that's when
Okay.
I came to the United States. Because I was held back since I didn't know English.
Dude, wouldn't that be so cool if you actually
Oh my
connected
God,
with her
I would-
through here? Like that would be like
I always remember her name and what she looked like and everything, and it would be amazing. But I don't remember her last name. I'm sure I can look up the yearbooks and stuff. But yeah, when people just are willingly trying to help you, it goes such a long way. And I think I had a lot of that. Whether it was elementary school, middle school, high school, I always had that support system of teachers, friends, people who like believed in me more than I believed in myself.
Yeah.
Including like my drama teacher. I was always very, I come from a very quiet family. And so all the time I felt like I was the black sheep because I was really loud. And then until I got to high school and my, drama teacher, she's super, super loud and, so dramatic. And all of a sudden, like, I felt like, okay, like I'm normal, you know?
Okay, all right.
And so it's like the people that through your life, like people are there in your life all the time to really help you embrace the person that you are. And you just have to kind of see in what shape or form are they going to help you develop into a better person.
Cool. You know what? I think Consuelo deserves a toast. So with that being said, let's go to our next flavor. Let me see. Mari, can you give us another cup? Chocolate teas.
Oh my God. So now we're going to sweet. Okay.
Yeah,
so we
now
go
we're going
from
to
bitter,
sweet.
dry to sweet.
Okay, este es como yo. Because I'm more of a sweet person.
Muy
so,
dulce.
muy dulce.
No te creas. Yo digo siempre que...
¿Este es para ti?
Ay, tanto. No, este es para ti. Échame un poquito menos.
No lo vuelvas, ¿eh?
Ya, no exageres. Mira.
Okay, so
Okay.
this one's to Consuelo, is that right?
To Consuelo,
Okay,
ya
to
saben.
Consuelo. Salud.
To finding her.
Oh my God.
No manches.
So, cool. So, y luego, cuando viniste de México, ¿cómo le hiciste que, tell us more about it, because then you ended up graduating from Fresno State.
Yeah. Well, I mean, just like every, I guess, typical person que viene de Mexico, my dad's a farm worker.
Okay.
And he still works over in Atwater. And he just, honestly, at this point, my biggest goal is just helping him, kind of get him where he needs to be in a comfortable spot, because thanks to him, I'm here. So he made sure we went to college. He helped us through college. He helped us every way he could. Went to Fresno State. And there is kind of where I just kind of started, developing more skills, learning the things I know, and graduated from Fresno State, moved to San Luis Obispo and worked in TV news there, moved back to Fresno, worked here, and then made the career change to city government. A lot of people are scared of change, but I always say God gives you so many different talents and God gives you so many different things that you can do.
Yeah.
And if you do not take full advantage of those skills that you have, you don't know what you're capable of. And so I always tell people, do not be scared of changing careers. Do not be scared of changing jobs. Like, change is good. It's not always a bad thing.
Yeah. Man, I know you said you didn't want to get emotional, but actually you just made me emotional. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, the BuzzBallz, take them away.
BuzzBallz, Marisol, it was her plan all along. But actually, one of my greatest fears, and I think I've shared this with Marisol before, but one of my greatest fears is dying, going to heaven, y que Dios me pregunte, what did you do with the talents that I gave you? and me not being able to say like I took full advantage of it or I didn't do enough with him. So the fact that you like mentioned that, like that hit home for me, because sometimes you're right, change,
It's scary.
It's scary. So what was the scariest part for you making this move?
The most scary thing for anyone, and it was just not for me, it's for everyone. When you make a move and a change in your life, whether it's your career, a relationship, a situation, or where you live, the biggest fear is failure. You're scared to fail. And not only scared to fail and let others down, but let yourself down, let God down, and then just feel like you're a total failure. I mean, there's nothing worse than feeling like you haven't accomplished something and you failed at what you thought you were going to do or what you were going to become or what you were going to accomplish. But I think that failure is one of the biggest things that make you grow. I mean, always, even simple things when, someone has a heartbreak and then, the heartbreak breaks them and then they go to the gym and then they come out shining. They're like, oh, the glow up. It's like, that's the simple things of life. When you fail at something, you come out way stronger and it transforms you. And I think that's when you get to really learn who you really are and how much you're capable of, is when you make changes. And then sometimes when you fail too, how do you get up? How do you continue? How do you carry on? That says a lot about who you are, not just to the people around you, but to yourself. Like, there's something so empowering about learning your true full potential. And when you start really digging into that, you're like, okay, I am amazed at how I survived that or how I perceive that or, everything. You'll be amazed at the things that you can do. Stuff that you'll be like, I did not think I could get through that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the name of the podcast is Sin Filtro, right? Mm-hmm. So why do I feel like I just heard you describe your life?
In what part? No.
All of it.
No, I mean,
I feel like you were describing yourself.
There are a lot of, hurdles that I've had to overcome in life, but I feel like that's everyone. I always feel like everyone has a story to share, and it's different for everyone, but everyone's story, it happens to them for a reason. And I think that there's always a bigger, greater thing, and sometimes we just don't get to see it.
Yeah.
But everybody has a story. I mean, we all go through hurdles. We all go through things. I myself obviously have gone through a lot, coming to a new, to a whole new country, not knowing the language, having to, a lot of times prove myself as a Latina that, okay, I know English. This is what I can bring to the table. This is what I can do. And then now here being in this place of like, okay, I have a good job. I have a house. I have a career. I have these things. And then like as a Latina woman too, being able to now, okay, like now I want your typical life, which is, be able to have marriage and kids and stuff. And then you come to this point where you're like, okay, I can't have it all. And some people have the kids, the family, the love, that kind of stuff, but unfortunately can never develop their skills when it comes to their career. So I've had to learn that you can't have it all. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if I could agree to that.
I don't know. Sometimes
don't
it's
get me
easier.
wrong.
That way you don't have no
wrong.
disappointment, So you just have to accept what comes. I'm not saying like, oh, this is it. This is it and done. I'm never going to pursue anything because, I've been really, really damaged and hurt, and I'm not going to pursue, love or relationship, a family, a future, kids. But I think when you just kind of accept that this is what God has for me right now, and then you just flow through with it, then when it comes, it'll be something that you'll be grateful for rather than something that you're disappointed. Because for years, that was me. For, the last, I want to say,
so we don't have to go into details, but was it a breakup that brought this new...
Oh, my God.
No, hey, sin filtro. So, and you know what? And honestly, like, we don't have to go into details as to what caused what, but I'm guessing that it was a breakup, right? That kind of brought this new smile on you. Gosh, man, how could I put this? I wanted to bring you on because I feel like your story could impact so many lives. Not just women, but also men. I follow you, and I could kind of say I'm going through something similar with you, or similar to Ish. And I told you when I started running out of anger. I ran because I was angry, and I wanted to literally, physically run away from my problems, my issues. So is that something, can you go into detail, maybe share with other women, other just people about what brought this new, because I feel like it's a new you, and I know that we've only met a couple of times, and because you were in the public eye, I could tell that there is definitely a difference from the old Fabi to now Fabi. I mean, if I could describe it, is I feel like there's so much pride in your smile, in your face, that that's why I really, really wanted to have you on the podcast, because I feel that you could impact so many lives. But if we could just help someone today, what would be that advice? And you want to share?
Yeah, you know what? I think before anything, I will say for those women who are of, Mexican Latinas, and sometimes not even just coming from this culture, but to put into perspective, I'm from Mexico, nací en Mexico. I was born and raised there. I come from very old school, customs. My parents have been married for 30 plus years.
Okay.
I come from this family where, you marry and you stay together and you fight through love, and love exists, and that family component does happen.
Okay.
So to put that into perspective, that's what I come from.
Okay.
And growing up as a little girl, I've always dreamed of that, dreamed of having my husband, of being a wife, because it's one thing having a husband, but it's another thing knowing how to be a wife.
Okay.
I'm old school.
Like, hey, same thing being a husband. So, en lo que me cuentas te voy a servir un poquito más.
Ay, no.
No.
Sigues con el alcohol.
Sí.
We're getting emotional here. You're going to pour me alcohol? No.
Hey, que pongan las de Ramón Ayala, por favor.
Please,
Una de los cadetes.
Pónganme algo triste, porque no empieces. No, ya, con nomás uno y ya.
A ver, ¿quieres más de café o quieres otro?
Ay, bueno, pues hay que calar otro.
A ver, sale, a ver.
Prueba uno de los rojos.
¿Uno de los rojos?
Mm-hmm.
A ver, vamos a ver.
We'll see how those taste. My goodness. Ay, no. This is trouble. A ver, let's try it.
Salud.
What is this flavor?
Este es de watermelon smash.
Okay.
So, vamos a ver. Salud. Thank you, man.
Watermelon smash.
I actually like this one.
Yeah, actually.
It's really good.
It's really sweet.
Yeah.
Okay.
¿Sí?
I think I'll take more than one sip on this one.
ya
I don't know. I thought the coffee was good, but this one...
¿Cómo dice la canción? Me gustan, ¿cómo dice? Me gustan, amargas para hacerles dulce la vida.
Ay, Dios. No empieces.
Es el alcohol que está hablando. Yeah.
I think the rating's a 10. Yeah. It was up there. Yeah, it was really good and sweet.
It's better than the coffee?
Ooh,
that's
tough.
It depends. It depends. I
Taste.
feel like if you're like wanting like something sweet, like
Mm-hmm.
the other one, but it's like that one's fruity.
Yeah, I think it's more like it's fruity, it's bubbly, it's fun, whereas the coffee's more like, all right, let's get to it.
Okay, so entonces somos mexicanos, venimos de familias tradicionales,
Mm-hmm.
donde nadie se va, todo se tiene que quedar, todo se arregla, no sé si la palabra o el amor todo lo puede, o no te debes de ir, te tienes que quedar.
Mm-hmm.
¿Qué pasó ahí?
¿Qué pasó? Pues, no, pues, long story short, I was in a relationship with someone for almost a decade.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and it, since college sweethearts, and, we did plan a wedding. I was engaged, and it was great, but, life happens, and 2 months before the wedding, we called off the wedding. Yeah.
Sheesh.
And so, it was one of those things where I really hit a wall. Not so much because of the heartbreak, but
Déjame siento bien porque
no, ponte cómodo.
El chisme se está poniendo bueno. No es chisme. Pero lo que viene siento que...
No, pues es que la verdad, I'm not going to go into details of what happened or anything. But it's a thing. It's just really stop and think about it. You're in a relationship with someone for almost a decade. You've seen your life with them. You've planned your future. You have your wedding dress. The invitations are out. Everything's ready.
Holy shit.
And having to call off a wedding 2 months before your wedding day. And then all of a sudden, it's like, oh my God, I'm 29, almost 30 years old, and I'm single. And I have to, now on my own, and I have a house, and I was supposed to have a family, and things are just not moving the way. And at that time, I'm planning my sister's wedding too, and her her bachelorette, and her, bridal shower, all these things that are happening. And it's like so much emotion. And I think that that's when I learned a lot about myself. Like I said earlier, when you go through these challenges and these things and these hurdles, you learn a lot about yourself. And at the moment, there's nothing anyone can say to you that you will say, I'm fine, I'm okay.
Yeah.
It's just one of the things you have to just go through. And you learn a lot about yourself. And you learn to be okay with yourself. I think that was one of the things that I learned is when you're with someone for so long, you don't know how to be alone. You don't know how to be okay with being alone. And that's very difficult. That's very difficult for a lot of people. A lot of people who got together when they were little, all of a sudden they're older. It's like, what? Like, I want to talk to someone. I want to hang out. But if you can literally be by yourself after work, go home and sit down and watch a movie by yourself and be okay with yourself.
Wait, but have you gone to the movies by yourself yet?
Not yet. No, I usually just watch movies at home. Is that the new challenge I have to try?
I mean, I don't know, because that's tough.
Yeah, I've gone to dinner by myself. I've gone to coffee shops. I've gone to.
So I'm a realtor, so I'm on the road all the time. So I more than likely will have lunch by myself.
But a nice fancy dinner where you dress up and you go to dinner by yourself and you drink your wine and it's dinner for one. That's kind of probably the toughest thing.
Next
and
level
I've done
shit
that.
Right there.
And I probably wouldn't do it again because I love to cook. So I'm like, I'd rather spend money and go and cook something really good for myself at home.
Right.
But that's me every night, dinner by myself, and to be able to like just learn to be by yourself. It's an amazing thing, but it can obviously get dangerous.
No, it definitely can.
I know a lot of people who just can't get in relationships.
So
I'll
say, for me, it's I get buried in my work. That's my office. That's like, it maybe sucks to say, but that's like my safe haven right there. Like anything that goes in that office, anything that happens in that office, I have control 100%.
Yeah.
And so it's kind of like a safety blanket. So,
but you have to sometimes learn to cope with things because it always comes back.
Yes. And with that being said, I mean, I don't know if anybody has told you before or or what it's worth to you, but I'm proud of you. And I'm sure that there are many who are probably going to be looking at this and who are going to say, wow, because that takes a lot of balls. It takes a lot of courage for you to, like you said, have invitations out and then, have to say, ¿sabes qué? Siempre no. Like it's just that's next level courage. And like I said, we don't know the details, but there has been something, that was off, that you knew was off. And the fact that you were able to say, hey, ¿sabes qué? This is not going to work out. Being such a traditional family, it's props to you. I honestly don't know what other words to use. And I don't know. You're somebody to look up to. Actually, I just saw a clip of a young Muslim girl, and she was being forced to sign a wedding, like marriage license or whatever. And she was crying. She did not want to sign that. Mm-hmm. And I thought that was such a sad scene, because you could tell that she was just a young girl and that didn't have an option, where her mom is literally grabbing her hand and making her, force her. And I can see your face. And I feel like sometimes for us, like Latinos, Hispanos, Mexicanos, like we don't have somebody like literally grabbing our hand and making us force to do that. But our traditions will do that to us subconsciously.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. And I think, it's the pressure too sometimes, when you come from family and, simple gatherings, like we went camping the other day and I could see all my cousins with their husbands and kids. And, when you're left as one of the only ones without, family, and you feel that pressure where it's like, I hope that I find that. And heartbreak, I've started dating and started getting to know people, but unfortunately just hasn't worked with anyone. And I have officially stepped back and I said, okay, like obviously I'm attracting the wrong people.
Really?
And so I need to take a step back, figure out what's going on. And I'm a big believer with God. God knows what he's doing. God knows what the future holds for me. And I think that sometimes when things get really difficult, all I can do is say, I don't know what's going on. I don't know why these things are happening, but I trust you, God. And I trust that God's going to put the right person in my life, just like he's going to put the right person in your life. And to all the people who feel like they're living in this world where today's generation in the dating world is just insane. I mean, you see the TikToks everywhere of like dating in 2024 be like, it's true. It's very difficult. But if you put your faith in God that, hey, like even though I've been heartbroken, even though I've been hurt, I believe in love. I believe that there is a person out there that you can genuinely love and care for. And I am old school the way that my parents are. And I do believe that there's stuff, that you can be with someone for many years. If it comes from me, great. If it doesn't, then I will accept that. But not going to stop loving the way that I love and caring the way that I care because I've been hurt.
Yeah.
And, I'm just, I just pray for God to give me the strength to carry on. If I do find my, future husband, then great. I always try to I joke with my friends, but it's a little bit true. I joke with them I was praying for my future husband the other day, and they're like, what? And I'm like, I was praying for him. And then sometimes I'll be like, oh, I didn't want to go to the gym today, but I woke up because I'm like, my future husband needs a hot wife, and they're jokes, but it's true, My future husband is out there somewhere, and he's gonna look back and be like, oh my God, I'm glad that she worked out. I'm glad that she kept herself healthy. I'm glad, So it's those little things, and sometimes too, like little traditions, I love making Mexican food, and sometimes I'm like, all right, I gotta freshen up on my skills of Mexican food.
Okay, what's your best plate? Y no eches mentiras porque vamos a hacer un episodio número 2 y vas a traer el plato a ver si es cierto.
Yeah, no, I will. I actually really I always take pictures of my food that I make. Okay. And I'm about to always post it on Instagram. But then I'm scared.
Why? Why?
Because one, people will be like, oh, esta se cree que, she can cook Mexican food. Or two, it'll be like, oh, wifey material. And I'm like, I'm not trying to have that. So I'm like, mejor que me conquisten for who I am, and then they find out that I'm a really good cook, and I can make homemade tortillas, and then they can be like, wow, what a bonus.
So I'm going to give you a male perspective. So, if you can cook, there's definitely a plus. So,
yeah.
So maybe
food is definitely the key to a man's heart. I know it.
Okay, ahí está.
Homemade tortillas and making
Wait, you can make homemade tortillas?
I was
Guys,
born in Mexico.
Listen, drop your ad in the comments.
No, see, this is why you don't say that, because once you're like, oh yeah, it's and you know what? I'm gonna go into a topic that I was like, I'm not gonna go into this topic, but since you gave me a couple BuzzBallz,
no, that's good. I'm super super happy that that you're comfortable, that you're happy. I love to see your smile, and I know that there's a lot of people out there who are hooked on your smile too, and not just men, but women. I think that I know we were talking about pressures before, but I think that you just being you is the best thing that you can do for people out there. And the fact that you're able to share this, the courage, because I'm sure you probably got some backlash from canceling, or somebody telling you like, hey, ¿pa qué haces eso? No canceles. Yeah, it'll be okay. Did you get any of that?
I did. I think a lot from, people just wanted to kind of say oh, was your dream to get married, to, do this. And so I did get a lot of that. But you got to listen to you. You got to love yourself more.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, you have to love yourself first. You can't love your husband, your kids, your friends. You can't love anybody around you if you don't love yourself first. You got to pour into yourself before you start pouring into others, because the moment you stop pouring into yourself, you have nothing to give to anyone else. And so I think that that's a whole other level of love for yourself, when you can see a situation and say,
listen, I'm gonna tell you something. I was a fan of you already before this, but today, I'm fanning to a whole another fucking level.
Gosh, no,
for real.
Thank you.
So, bueno, primero,
cheers.
Salud, cheers. A ver. Está bueno. Este no sabe alcohol.
No,
You
no sabe
cannot
alcohol.
really. This is the dangerous one.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give this one a 10. Because this is the dangerous one. This is the one that you can drink without tasting
Then
the
I'm
alcohol.
giving it a 3. No.
No.
Danger, stay away from it.
No, este está bueno. This one's like.
Es lo que dijo de los last 10
Wait,
ones.
hold on. This is.
He tries
Hold
one.
on.
Este sí está bueno. No, este sí está bueno.
Okay, este sí está bueno. Okay, ya.
Because his vocabulary
Tran-
is limited.
tran-
His vocabulary is limited, so
Tran-
yeah.
tranquilízate,
Se nota que no
tranquilízate.
dices ALS.
Habla. ¿Tú crees? Mira, she's the bully. You're a bully.
I'm funny.
Wait, she went from bitter and wild as shit.
I went from bitter and dry.
bitter and dry to okay, like
Bubbly and fun.
Yeah, there you go. All right, well.
It's called dry humor.
It's called dry humor, yes. Dry humor here.
¿Sabes qué?
Ay,
A
mira,
ver.
¿sí le gustó?
Sí, a ver, te echo un poquito más.
No,
Ah.
no, ya. No.
So,
Are
okay.
you guys feeling it?
Hell yeah. Yeah, you definitely
Not
are.
yet.
Oh, okay, good.
Not yet.
I just got emotional over here, that's why.
Oh, okay, ¿lloraste?
No te creas.
¿Lloraste?
No, ahorita no.
Because you would be like the 5th person que hago llorar.
Oh, no.
Sí.
No. It
Pero
takes
no me,
a lot
pero
to
no,
make
pero
me
no me
cry.
gusta hacer llorar a las mujeres.
No, it takes a lot to make me cry.
Sí.
I only cry and I don't think I have anyone really in public, you know, like it just you try to keep it by yourself. But
Okay,
Pero no, ya.
se va a ir el elevador. ¡Ah!
¿Por qué me recordó de tantas cosas?
No,
ya-
es que, mira,
No,
okay.
when you get to, I will tell you, when you get to a point when you don't cry anymore for a certain thing or for a certain someone, it doesn't mean like, and this is something that I want people to know, not just women, but men too. It's okay when you remember that person. It's okay when you think about that person. It's okay when
Exactly.
you think about the memories. Those are all normal things, and those are okay. Embrace it. You really need to get
Thank
to
you.
a point where you look at the memories like, oh, that was a great time. That was
Absolutely.
a great experience. I'm glad I got to do that. Because some people are meant to be in your life for a season and not for your whole life. And that is something that one of my really best friends taught me that. Brittany, I appreciate her for showing me that. And it's like some people are meant to be in your life for a season and some people are meant to be there forever. And what breaks the heart is when you try to make the people who are meant to be in your life for a season linger around
Oof.
for longer than they should be.
Wow.
Yeah.
Damn.
Don't pour no more. Mira,
Saca trae
mira.
el tequila, por favor. Marisol.
No, ya.
Y pon uno de los relámpagos, por favor.
Mariachi, no, hombre, no.
This is making me because I'm like,
Oh my gosh. No. Ya, okay.
No, pero en serio, güey.
Ya,
Yo,
güey.
ya, güey, yo estoy llorando aquí y tú riéndote. ¿En serio?
That's my coping mechanism. I'm sorry. I started laughing about
Ya
it.
ven
Really
eso, if you guys
serious.
see him smiling, laughing anywhere when he's out and about, he's coping with his
Yes,
emotions.
absolutely. Dude, okay. So one time, it never happened to me. Just this one time, I was driving, and then all of a sudden, like, I got this, like, I don't know what the fuck to call it. Like, I don't know if it was like a midlife crisis thing. Like, I was like, empecé a llorar. I was like, God, I don't want to die. Like, I was just driving, and all of a sudden, I was like, God, I don't want to die. Like, I just want to see my grandkids get married. That was legit. That was my plea to God at that particular moment.
Wow.
I just want to see my grandkids get married. That was it. And I was like, if you take me all the way to I can see my grandkids, if I can see them get married, you can take me after that.
Damn, I'm about to get some dark humor in here.
Yeah, go for it.
God said, you need some kids and a wife first, man. But no, yes. Honestly, I've been...
Chistosita la niña, chistosita la niña.
Chistosita, claro. No, but you know what? I always say, too, it's I love that for you, that you haven't given up on that. And to be able to say, it's like when I joke, when I say, my future husband is one day going to appreciate, me working out. My future husband one day is going to appreciate me knowing how to make tortillas. My future husband one day is going to appreciate that I busted my ass off to have a house. Like, these little things, even though to the world it might be like, really, dude, like, you should probably don't put that much. No, it's okay. It's okay to have that because... if it happens, it's going to be a great experience. And for you to be able to, like, say that, one day you're going to tell your grandkids that, and they're going to be like, oh, okay.
Pues ya, no, pues después voy a tener miedo cuando se case el último. Valió madre.
Oye, madre, me voy a morir porque le dije a Dios que solo
Sí.
so the next one.
Can we move it a little bit further, please?
Que no se case el último.
Ay, güey. Así, unión libre, por favor.
You're gonna sabotage his marriage. No, pobrecito.
Ay.
no.
So, tell me about your Costa Rica trip, because that looked like fucking amazing.
Oh my God, it was amazing. It was amazing. I went with my little sister. She's always wanted to travel, and she's like, like, why are we waiting to travel? Like, what are we waiting for? And of course, like, you always think like, oh, in the future I'm gonna travel when I'm older or with my significant other. And I was like, you know what? You're right. We need to start traveling and seeing the world. Yeah. It was amazing. It was beautiful. I highly recommend everyone to travel, go places, but like live experience.
Rumor
like,
has it you did some ayahuasca when you were in Costa Rica.
Did what?
Ayahuasca.
What's that?
Some mushrooms.
Hoy no más.
¿Sí o no?
No.
Are you sure? Because that's what people usually go to Costa Rica for.
To do?
Yeah.
No.
No?
No sabía.
¿Segura? ¿Segura?
No, segura, yeah.
Sí.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm very like, I love the outdoors.
Okay.
So for me, it was like I wanted to be out there. I wanted to go. I did horseback riding, zip lining. I went through water slides. I mean, I was just doing very much outdoors, like the hot springs, mud baths.
Yeah.
I'm a very outdoors person.
Not
like
gonna
a mí,
lie, I was
a mí
jelly.
háblame de hiking, de fishing, de exploring, de skydiving, like outdoors activities. A mí
Yeah?
háblame de eso, yeah.
Okay, so
And
you've been
then I'll be
skydiving
like,
before?
No, that's in the bucket list.
Oh, that could be our second podcast right there.
Oh, no más, no hombre.
Are you down, though?
Are you down?
I mean, yeah. I mean, I
You
can't
gotta
back
think
off.
about it.
If you say yes, I can't back out anymore. I can't be like, oh, he went down to a girl, you know. So Mexicano, so
No. But yeah,
so,
I like outdoor
no.
stuff. That's kind of more of my
hold on.
thing.
You're gonna go skydiving?
Okay, well, we'll have to try it at some point.
No, this year or no?
Oh yeah, I have to do my research.
No.
I have to do
About
my
what?
research.
You jump?
Safety.
You don't shit
No,
opens?
safety. We have to look for a place that is safe, that falls in... No me quiero morir.
No te vas a morir porque acuérdate, yo no me puedo morir hasta que se casen mis nietos. So we're good.
Oh
So
my
can you
God,
ask God for something? Okay, ask him for the same thing. That way we know we're gonna land safely.
We're gonna land safely. No, hombre. Con mi suerte, I don't know if I'll land so safely. No manches.
Bueno, lo bueno es que si no sabes, no
I
te
have
va
a
a
heart
doler.
attack- I have a heart
Si no,
attack
no te va a
midair.
doler, no te va a doler.
Oh.
So, okay, so that could be the second podcast. I mean, honestly, look, I had no idea that this conversation was going to be so fun. It's like, honestly, it has been. Like, even though we talked on some very touchy issues, like, I feel like that's growing up Mexican. You know, like, I don't know, it just is. Tradition, religion. What else would you say is, like, definitely a part?
Yeah, the customs and the way that we grow up.
So I'm the oldest one. So for me, it was like living up to the expectation, being perfect. Like everybody was like, hey, ¿por qué no son como Efrain? Or like, oh, mira, Efrain hizo esto. So when shit hits the fan, it's like, fuck, like I felt like I let everybody down. Did you feel that way?
Oh, yeah, of course. But it became freedom.
Oof.
Because you do not...
Wait, say that again. Because I felt that one.
Yeah, you know, when things go wrong, then you become like, I guess, quote unquote, the failure. It turns into freedom because now there's no high expectations of you. You're not the perfect kid. You're not the... So like now, I mean, I tell people like, oh, like there's no expectations of me to be the perfect child. There's no expectation to be the perfect person or to go around. It's like to have the perfect like life, which was really hard to let go of, you know, especially when you come from nothing and you come from another country and having to prove yourself. You always want to do more and be great. And like for years, it was like, I want to do that. I want to have a good job. I want to have a good career. I want to have a house. I want to have this. Like I wanted so much ambition and wanted everything. And then when all was taken away and God said, nah, this is not what your life's going to be.
Oof.
It made me realize like, oh, wow. Like there's no more expectation of that. There's no need to be more and do more. Like I'm okay where I'm at. I'm okay with what I have. And then I got out of news too at around the same time. So it was like, I don't have this expectation from the world, from TV news. And so I became a very different person, of course. Like I became more accepting of like the things that I do, I'm more routine, I'm structured. I do things for myself. I enjoy the little things, the little moments. I drop up, when I'm drive up the truck to the mountain, watch the sunset in the back of my tailgate. Like, just enjoy life.
Okay, but have you been to the beach at night?
I have, yes. Yes, I lived in San Luis Obispo for 2 years.
That
so
to me, that's like...
But like by yourself, right?
Yeah.
And in quiet and in
Yes.
peace with yourself and the way that you think. Like, it's just...
So you know what I do? So sometimes like I'll go to just be a random night. It could be a weekday. It just sometimes I can't sleep. I'll say it like that. I can't sleep. So I'll get on my truck and 11 o'clock at night I go to Pismo. I go to the pier. I'll stop by like a fast food restaurant and grab like Jack in the Box or some shit. And I'll sit on a bench. And I would just eat my lunch, eat my burger or whatever it is, right? And just watch the waves crash and hear them crash. And it's so peaceful to me, And I might just be there maybe sometimes like 15, 20 minutes. But it just feels so peaceful that it makes the drive worth it. Mm-hmm. And I don't know how to explain the feeling. I don't know how to describe it. But it's part of knowing how to be by yourself. Mm-hmm. Just that and owning it. I don't know if that's the word. I don't know if that's the feeling.
Embracing it.
Embracing
being alone and embracing being okay with your own thoughts and feelings and just being able to be okay with that and remembering that at the end of the day, people come and go, but you will always have you for the rest of your life. Since you were little till you die, like you have you. And seeing yourself as a person that you can count on, like as a, from that perspective, it makes it very, very different than just feeling like, and you have God, like more than anything, like you have God with you at all times. I mean, I talk to God all the time whenever I'm doing stuff, whenever I'm trying to get myself up at 5 o'clock in the morning because I'm very structured. So I have my routine. I wake up, I go to the gym, I do the things that I do. And it's like, sometimes I'm like, all right, God, I don't think I'm doing this. Like, you got to give me some little push here and there. And then all of a sudden God's like, you got to go pee. And I'm like, oh, gotta get up. But God has my back.
Oh my God, that's hilarious. So, oh my God, honestly, this has got to be one of my favorite. I know we're like still young and the Sin Filtro episode, but this has got to be one of my favorite.
Oh, and I only had 2 drinks.
Oh my God. So pick another one.
Oh no, we're done. No.
Look, we got 1, 2, 3, 4. So.
Okay.
Pick one more. Y ni siquiera le tomaste al otro.
Le probé. The point is to try them.
Nah. Pero yo digo que
that one's good.
That was good. Okay, give it a rating.
Oh, a rating? Like a 9.
Okay. So far, which one's your favorite so far?
The coffee, because I love coffee.
The coffee?
Yeah.
Okay. The watermelon so far is my favorite.
Okay.
The dangerous one so far, what would you call it, your dangerous one?
I was the one that you almost finished. Look at the bottle, ya casi empty.
Okay, so let's go back to
your machista tendencies.
Oh my God, my machista.
That's how she said it.
Why are you?
I'm just.
¿Por qué la estás apoyando en esto?
No, I'm just repeating what she said.
Oh my God. Okay, she's getting legalistic with this. Yeah. But las mujeres dicen que equal rights y toda la madre, pero. And everybody says they want to be independent, but they really don't want to be independent. And you just said it yourself.
Yeah, no. And I will be one that will say, and I think it's because I grew up in Mexico, and I grew up with a father who's a father.
Okay.
Mi papá es el hombre de la casa. Mi papá y mi mamá, like the relationship between my dad and my mom is so powerful, and I look up to it so much that it's like I would want to have that.
Right.
And for me, it's like one of those things, like, they're like, oh, do you need a man? You don't need a man. It's like, no, probably don't need it.
But I want one.
But I want one. Yes, I definitely want one,
Okay.
Like, I can pay my own bills. I can take care of myself. But I want to be a wife. I want to be able to, like, there's something about being able to, like, serve someone other than yourself. And I know that this is
your opportunity to redo that one clip. Bring back the patriarchy.
Oh, God,
I want to be taken care of. Come on.
Taken care of. No, and I might get a lot from girls because it's everybody thinks different, and it's okay if you think this way. But for me, like, I want to be able to have a husband that I can serve to and I can cater to.
Yeah.
And I love to cook. So I'm like, yes, I'm going to have, dinner cooked when you come home. Like, I'm going to cater to you because I know that God's going to give me a man that's going to cater to me, vice versa.
Boom.
Being able to, like, I make you dinner, I take care of you, I help you, I do, laundry or whatever it is. And then he's helping me, vice versa, doing things like the stuff that I don't like to do, which is like, remodeling the house, taking out the trash,
Yes.
plugging out weeds. Like, I always had to do that by myself. On
Llora,
Tuesday,
mira, mírale
okay?
las lágrimas, mírale las
On
lágrimas.
Tuesday, I had to I'll plug all the weeds, and then I had to, just take out the trash. Every time I take out the trash can, I'm like, God, one day my husband's going to take out the trash. So to my future husband,
Oh my God.
when you come to my life, I'm never taking out a trash can ever again.
Okay, what's the biggest act of love for Fabi?
Acts of service. I
Yeah?
mean, you should have
Okay.
already known that as we were having this conversation.
Okay.
Yeah. But it's, that's what I like, and that's what I like to do too. Like, I love doing things for people. And in general, I mean, not just for like a partner. I mean, yes, that's one, but just for my family, my friends, people like around me. Like, I love giving to people. I love not being selfish about it. Like, anybody needs something, I'm there. Anybody wants a company or things or just anything, I'm there for everyone. And I love serving others one way or another. I think that's the most selfless thing that anybody can do, is just help others and be there for others and be kind-hearted about it. And I always say at the end of the day, if you wear your heart in your sleeves, then you wear your heart in your sleeves. And even though people might say, like, stop falling for this person or stop doing this or stop being so giving and so loving, like, no, that's how God made me. And one day somebody will appreciate it. Yeah.
Shit.
One day.
Wow.
If not, God's appreciating it, and that's enough for me. Yeah.
I don't think there's a better way to end the podcast with this one.
Yeah.
Fabi, thank you so much for coming along. Honestly, thank you for playing along. And so I want you to know that we're gonna name this episode. Lo vamos a poner como
Oh God, I'm nervous. What is the name gonna be? Oh
Le
God.
vamos a poner La Rosa de Guadalupe. Can we tell them why?
Why?
Can we tell them?
Ay, no empieces. We're talking about how great I am, and you're gonna go down that road. What?
Okay,
I don't text
so-
back.
Ok, so le vamos a poner La Rosa de Guadalupe
Oh
al
my
episodio.
God.
Porque es más, if you have a fan, do it right now. Do the effect right now. Okay, listen, in order for me to get a text back from this woman, oh my God. Listen, this episode has literally been in the works for like, what?
I don't know.
Exactly. She don't even know. At least minimum 3 months. Minimum 3 months.
I do leave people on red.
Yes. So
Sorry.
okay.
Marisol is like, yeah, she does.
But
Happened to me too.
pero I'm gonna say you're blessed enough.
I'm
que
just busy, that's why
listen, I
sometimes.
understand that. Y lo bueno que I'm not petty. Porque usually if somebody doesn't text me back, como dicen, no reply, no answer is actually an answer, but I understand that you're super busy. And I want to say that the wait was definitely worth every second. Okay. And thank you so much for coming. Not for me, but for anybody that's actually like looking into the podcast that can relate to your story, that can relate to you. Thank you so much for being you. Thank you so much for being open. And just, I don't know how to say it. Just, I'm so thankful for you. Thank you for sharing with us. Thank you for being vulnerable. Like, that takes a lot of balls. Thank you so much for doing that.